By the time I blacked out, I was trying to lay on that float. Do you hear me? This is AJ coming to you with a video. And I want to talk about something serious. This is about miscarriages. It seems like nobody really talks about them. So I really want to talk about mine because I feel like mine was very intense. I'm going to start from the beginning. So I ended up getting pregnant. First of all, we started trying. Me and my husband started trying in January of 2019. And was it 2019? I don't know. We started trying in January 2019. And I got pregnant in February. Fast forward. And so I showed him the stick, right? And he looked at me. He was like, "You happy?" I was like, yeah. So he kept saying that. He was like, I'm not, like, we're not there. We're not financially there. That's another story. I'll tell you about that one later. But I started getting my feelings and was just like, God, I just prayed to God and I was just like, God, just show him why I'm happy. Because most women don't get this opportunity. So, forward, come April, I went to the doctor and she did a sonogram. The sonograms did a sonogram and she was looking at me like, she kept looking like she was looking worried. And I was like, she was like, how far along are you? I was like, I think about 6 weeks, 7 weeks. And she said, I don't really see the embryo. I don't see the baby. And I was like, And me thinking in my head, I'm like, this is the moment. So I was just like, well, am I gonna miscarry? She was like, that's not for me to say. I said, okay. So she ended up, she was, you know, the thing that they stick inside you. So she was pressing when she was like, she was searching. But I figured that she was trying to make me miscarry, which was fine with me. I mean, that's kind of crucial to say, but if I was gonna miscarry, might as well do it, get it out the way so I can make room for the next baby to come. So she just ended up sending my information over to the doctor, and the doctor came in and told us that they didn't see anything and it's normal and I might miscarry. I was like, okay. So that next week on Tuesday, I started spotting. And mind you, I know my sister had a miscarriage previously, so I spoke to her about it, and she was just saying if I wouldn't want to experience that at work. Mind y'all, I work at a hospital. I could have stayed at work. Anyway, so I started spotting on Tuesday, and I called her. I was like, "This ain't that bad." She was like, "Usually, I mean, it's a little intense." I was like, well, mine ain't that bad." Wednesday, I was spotting still a little bit. Thursday came, and I was working, and I felt like a period cramp, and my cramps are cramps, like they hurt. I was like, I guess I'm about to come on my period now. So I went to the bathroom. I seen little driplets of blood. I was like, oh, I guess I am on my period. So I went to my coworkers and asked them for pads because I clearly wasn't prepared. I ain't had no cycle in some months, so I'm just like, I don't need them. Honey, one of my coworkers gave me the little pads, like little thin ones. And I was like, okay, let me put this on. Let me put some tissue on. And the cramps got intense. Do you hear me? That was a little extreme. So I ended up going to my manager's office. I was like, it's a guy. His wife just previously had a miscarriage like a year prior to. I was like, I think it's happening. And he was like, okay. But I said it and ran out of his room. So So I started packing my stuff up to go home since my sister said it's better to experience it at home. And granted, we live about 10 minutes away from the job. So I went home, and on my way, mind you, y'all, I got a 6 to 7 minute walk to the car. So I'm cramping / contracting on the way to the car. Get to the car. I text my husband, my mom, and my sister was like, it's happening. So I get to the car, I'm contracting. Intense pain. I mean, I'm a good tolerable person, so I guess that's how I was able to drive home, which they said I shouldn't have. So I drove home. I'm in the car just like doing the breathing exercises. Get out the car, go to the bathroom, go in the house, go to the bathroom. Drop my pants, blood everywhere. Gets on the toilet. Some clots came out in the toilet. I was like, I hope this is it. But I'm still cramping and in pain. So I'm on the floor trying to get cooled off. I started throwing up. I had something with some cheese in it. I think it was like a sandwich. I don't really eat sandwiches like that. I had a sandwich, and I threw all that cheese up. Smelled it horrible in the trash can. It made me throw up even more. But anyway, so I'm throwing up. I'm on the toilet, passing clots. I'm getting in the shower because I feel nasty because blood is everywhere. So I got towels on the floor, bloody towels. It wasn't that much. It was a lot of blood. Well, it was enough. So I don't know. So I ended up telling my husband ended up coming home. And I was talking to my grandma. She prayed while we was on the phone, while I was on the floor. And I'm like every couple minutes, I contract. So I'm passing a clot. And I didn't realize how that worked. So every time I contracted, a clot came out. I'm like, okay. So I left work at 1:30-ish. I didn't go to the hospital. So I Googled, how long does it take? And I ended up talking to my sister. And I asked her, how long does it take to pass a miscarriage? She said, probably about an hour or so. I said, I didn't go to the hospital till 4. Probably 5-ish. And I went back to my job like a fool. But anyway, so before I did that, I got in the shower for the 3rd time. And I was just passing clots in the shower, and I was trying to stay clean. And then I felt myself feeling nauseous. And I felt myself like falling. And I called my husband, and he ended up catching me out the shower. So he put me in the bed, and he was like, and I talked to the doctor. She said, if you started feeling faint or if you start feeling like you're gonna black out, come in. I said, oh, okay. So man was like, why was you calling me like that? I was like, I feel like I was about to black out. He was like, didn't she say come in? We went to the hospital. I put on a pad. I put on tons of tissue. I put on my tights. And we took the car with leather seats because I felt like I was gonna bleed through. By the time we got to the hospital, blood was coming down my legs. It was a lot of blood. And they ended up taking me back first because I was bleeding intensively. So anyway, got to the back. They ended up giving me a room. Asked me how long it's been going on. By this time, it's close to 6. So I was like about a good 5 hours right now. So they ended up was like, so we're gonna let your body pass it itself. I was like, okay, cool. So they say they want to get another ultrasound, sonogram. And I was like, I don't know. It's a lot of blood. It was like, no. We got to the hospital. They pulled my pants down. A clot fell. I was like, dang, that's big. I said, can y'all get that and test it? And I was like, this is a lot. I said, that might be the baby. So they took some pieces, and it was about that big. Mind you, multiples of these came out when I was at home. So ended up going to the sonogram lady, and she was like, well, we want you to empty your bladder. They gave me a diaper by this time. We want you to empty your bladder so we can see if the baby is still there. Okay. I said, it's a lot of blood. I don't know. She was like, I'll help you to the bathroom, and we can I'll just let you use the restroom so we can test you, so we can see where it's at. I go to the bathroom, y'all. Pull down my pants. Not pull down that diaper. Took that diaper off. Bruh. When I say it was a big old piece of tissue, bloody tissue in there. It wasn't tissue. I mean, like, I felt like it was big as my hand. And as soon as I saw that drop in that, I guess, diaper, I blacked out. I didn't want to sit on the toilet because I feel like hospital toilets are disgusting. By the time I was squatting, by the time I blacked out, I was trying to lay on that floor. Do you hear me? I was like, I just need to rest. I just need to lay down. They was like, no, open your eyes. They kept shaking me, and it was like, open your eyes. And I was like, I'm just tired. So they ended up bringing a squat bar in there, and I was just resting on the bar. And they had to bring they ended up calling the emergency team. Everybody was in there. Do you hear me? Like, all the doctors that was on the shift, all the nurses, all the team, everybody was in there. And everybody was just shaking me, like, wake up. And I was like, I'm here. I ended up smelling the lady's breath. I remember her breath. I smelled her breath, and I was like, okay, I'm good. This now completes the end of part 1. Thank y'all for tuning into my channel. I appreciate all y'all do. Stay tuned for part 2. It gets deeper. But don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all next time.